In today's video, I will be talking about 10 biggest mistakes that beginners make in Genshin Impact, or at least you made as a beginner. Or maybe you already played the game long enough yet you still make those mistakes. But we're gonna start this video off by upgrading the wrong character. For example, I actually upgraded Ember to level 40 on my own account. I mean, I know that 40 is not that high, but still, it's just not worth it, because if I'm gonna be completely honest, Ember is a trash character. But the thing is that at the beginning, I honestly thought that she was a good character. The only reason is because I dealt a lot of damage by just firing arrows at the enemies, but of course they were very low level, that's why. But now, I realize that Ember is not worth upgrading, since now her damage sucks as there are more challenging enemies. Besides, Ember is literally at the bottom of the tier list anyway. If I knew that she wasn't a good character, then I never would get her to level 40 and wasted my materials on her. Next mistake is unnecessarily spending your fragile resin. Like, I believe that most of the beginners have spent fragile resin, more like at the start of the game, but now that they got to higher level, they don't have any fragile resin anymore, and the worst part is that they need it the most now. So you should always use fragile resin wisely. Mostly recommend you to use fragile resin at higher levels. For example, when you will be upgrading one of your characters to level 90, this is when fragile resin is the best to use, while only using your daily resin for the materials that you actually need. Another thing is that you should never actually spend primogems on resin. Doing that is really just not worth it at all. Instead, use all of your primogems for pulling the characters, the one that you need. Another thing is that before pulling for one of the characters, you gotta understand how they work and how to use them correctly. For example, take a look at this idiot using Barbara as a main DPS when she is a healing support character only. Of course, using your characters incorrectly will result in a poor gameplay, so always make sure to do research on character before deciding to pull for them. Another mistake that players do is building characters incorrectly, which if I'm gonna be completely honest, even I still suck at building. But make sure to upgrade their talents in the correct order. You can help yourself with the talent reference tab anyway. Make sure to give your characters those weapons that they really needed, such as for example Huotawa needs a better critical rate and HP. As far as I know for the artifacts, well, it's best if you just upgrade your characters while using their own artifact set. Here are a few examples. Huotawa, Crimson Witch of Flames, Kaya, Blizzard Strayer, Horina, Golden Shroop, Nuvolet. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Besides building, some of the players use elements incorrectly, such as for example using Hydro character on Hydro enemy, or not creating elemental reactions at all. But of course, if you are one of the people who actually do use Hydro character on Hydro enemies or any other same elements like this, just stop doing this, please, for the love of God. And in that team you use elemental reactions, it will result in a way better gameplay. But I know that most of you beginners out there are struggling to remember all of the elemental reactions, but luckily you came to the right person, because I have an entire list of those elemental reactions, so you can help yourself with the list. Next up, you should always use characters that bring you bonus, like for example doubling the product in crafting, cooking, etc. For example, you get Barbara Adventure rank 18, and once you do not just cook with any random person, use Barbara instead, because she always doubles the product. Or when crafting, for example, use Chinchu to double the product. Next up is not using Genshin Impact interactive world map. Honestly, if you always go search for your materials blindly, without even checking at the map, honestly, you're wasting so much of your precious time, and you can collect materials so much faster just by checking this map. Another mistake that some of the players make is by not picking up the items on their way, even if they don't need those items. Like for example, if you come across the chest, even if it's just common chest, open it anyway, even if you don't need it, just open it. Leaving the chest means that you are just basically leaving the free loot when it just takes a second to pick it up. If you come across a tree that grows Sunsetia, apples, etc., just pick up those items. It's extra food and it just takes a second to pick them all up. Now, standard banner is never your first priority. Never waste Primogems on Equant Fates. Only use Primogems on Intertwined Fates. Not only that the standard banner is not that good at all, but all the characters from a standard banner are also obtainable on those limited banners. You get one of those 5-star standard banner characters anyway, just by losing 50-50. Finally, last but not least, as I already mentioned, the biggest mistake you could possibly make is by pulling on the wrong characters. Only pull for the characters that you essentially need. Most of the 5 stars are very good. They are either on A tier or S tier, but do not just go for any character. For example, there are currently Sino and Ayato banners. Ayato is a very strong Heiser character, yet I'm skipping for him because I already have strong Heiser characters. Yet I do need an Electro character, and Sino is one good Electro character, but I'm skipping for him anyway. The only reason is because Raiden Shogun is coming in the next update, and Raiden is stronger than Sino. But as I said, always make sure to research for the characters before you pull for them. Comment down below if you want more videos like this, and make sure to turn on the notifications to stay tuned. Either way, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you all in my next one.